I don't even know.
Well, good Sunday afternoon, friends. Mark Holmes here, of course, with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo. And as always, I'm still choking. As always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hope everybody's had a great weekend. It has been an extremely busy one for me. I had to build a set of porch landing and steps yesterday, and then I had to, me and Michael went over, had to mix about 15 bags of cement and pour a step. And then when I got back, I had to do some prep work for dinner.
Mark's on mute.
Oh, I'm on mute with you guys? Okay. Let me unmute. Okay. I'll be right with you guys. And so it's been a busy day. But we are here, as always, at 5 o'clock, because it's 5 o'clock somewhere, doing our thing and having our discussion. And the first person in here was a Giant fan. Aisha Robinson. What's up, Aisha Robinson? How are you doing? Are you still a Giants fan? Are you still a Giant fan, Aisha? All right. I see we got Walker Wade. Oh, Lordy. Let me get my boxing gloves on here, because I know I'm going to have to fight with Walker Wade, but it's not a party unless Wade's here. Yes, Aisha, how are you doing?
Rhonda, she's celebrating her birthday right now, so she's out.
Help me, Rhonda. Oh, my goodness. Miss Buttermilk Biscuits, it's her birthday?
I'll give you a break.
Mark, she's right now in the restaurant.
Okay, all right. Well, help me, Rhonda. Shout out to Rhonda. She must be, what, 25 now?
She's in Texas Roadhouse.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll send her I've got her phone number. I will send her a happy birthday greeting and stuff on there. So, Walker Wade, how are you doing today, man?
Good,
I see you out driving.
Yep, driving back to Dallas.
Oh, okay. Driving back to Dallas. Where are you coming from? If you don't mind me asking.
Tulsa, Oklahoma. I hauled a load up there, and I'm coming back down.
All right. Are you still mad at the Cowboys?
Am I mad at the Cowboys?
Yeah.
It's a love and hate thing, but I still love my team.
That's the thing that kills me, because I do love being a Cowboy fan. It just hurts sometimes. You know what I mean? No matter what you do, you give them your all, and then they disappoint you and everything else. And I don't know what to say.
Hey, Mark.
Yes, ma'am.
I know you're not a basketball fan, but are you at least watching the Mavericks right now? They ain't a finals.
I'm sorry, were you talking to me about basketball? I ain't got to listen. Me and my wife have a pact, okay? The pact is, oh Lordy, did somebody say Beetlejuice? The pact is, because I spend so much time with the NFL, that literally, she's like, if you do another sport, we can't be married anymore. Because she's like, you just want, so the only sports I have are football and Tracy. That's it. Those are my two sports.
Your Cowboys, though? They make it to the finals?
Yeah, well, if they make it to the finals, it just makes the Cowboys look worse. So why do I want to go ahead and deal with that? Okay, you know what? I'm sorry. I just don't have enough time to watch basketball. And it's 82 games. Who got time for 82 games?
All I care about is the Cowboys.
Thank you.
That is all I care about.
That and Tracy. That's it.
I do love basketball and hockey. I like I'm the Dallas Stars and the San Antonio Spurs, but I'm sorry.
I'm sorry about the Stars.
Well, I couldn't get it done, but even if the Stars won the Stanley Cup, I don't really care. All I want is the Cowboys to win.
To win another Super Bowl. Right. There you go.
Yeah, me too.
That's what we all want.
Mark,
yes, ma'am.
Mark.
Never seen it.
Mark.
Yes.
It seems like every Dallas team make it to the finals but your Cowboys. What's going on?
You know what I have to say to you, Aisha? Daniel Jones.
up, man. Why y'all
Daniel Jones. Okay, listen, you sitting here talking about my Cowboys. All I got to say is Daniel Jones. Okay, moving right along.
Yeah, Giants in a bad spot right now.
Okay.
I would hate to be the
And didn't
Giants.
Waller just
I would
retire?
hate to be the Giants.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Waller
Darren
just
Waller
retired,
after
and
1
they
year.
were saying,
Waller retired.
yeah, they were saying we should get him. Remember?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
That's one thing we don't need is a tight end.
Yeah,
we
but
got him.
and I see Leo over there. Leo, wait a minute. Did Cat get Leo's tongue?
No, Mark. I come in peace. I'm just listening. This has been great listening to you guys. You know, I'm trying to catch up. I've been gone for a whole week. And so I just got back. I've been in Minneapolis for a cannabis conference. And so I've missed a lot. So I'm just listening.
Fine,
Okay.
man, just fine. Hey, dig it. We two-timers, man. We gonna get out of here, boy.
Mark,
I'm gonna see you in the
James,
hospital.
this-
We
James,
gonna get
it's
a
gonna
high.
happen.
Yes,
James,
sir.
this is the stream, the Cowboys versus Eagles, because that's what's
There
gonna
you go.
happen.
That's what it's going to be. It's Cowboys versus the Eagles. And, you know, Leo, I'm going to try and, see, Aisha was over here just talking about my Cowboys, saying how you feel that the Mavericks are in the NBA championship and your team ain't done shit. And all I said was, because she's a Giant fan, was Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones. That's all, and then that just cut her off. So, Leo, let me go ahead and see if I can cut you off at the knees right now.
Uh-oh. What?
95%.
What's 95%?
New playbook. Your quarterback literally said that the playbook is 95% new.
Yeah, because we have Kellen Moore this year. We got a new defensive coordinator.
But 95, you're telling me, see, now here's the thing. Here's what's interesting. When Mike McCarthy came over, he said, we're going to keep some of the things in the playbook, okay? So they had, because some things are okay, we worked on this stuff together. And they changed about a third of it, okay?
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. So
I mean, look, okay, the plays are basically the same. The question is how you call it and things like that. Terminology is.
Yeah.
And so Kellen Moore, I'm just trying to find out, what's the 5% that they kept? Tush push?
Probably. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, it worked. It worked really well.
But they don't have Kelsey anymore.
They don't have Kelsey anymore. Shout out. Yeah, they don't have Kelsey anymore. I'm just saying that 95%, basically, I'm like, why keep 5? Why keep 5? And Jalen Hurts seemed like he was a little flustered about the whole situation.
Well, I'll say this. I think it's important because again, Mark, I'm in market. You know what I'm saying? And one of the biggest problems. Aisha, mute your mic, please. Aisha, mute your mic, please. Thank you, sweetheart. I think that the problem with Jalen, and this is from day one here, Mark. Jalen rubs a lot of people, particularly beat writers, the wrong way because he doesn't say anything. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't give them much. He speaks. If you ever notice, he speaks very low monotone, doesn't say much. I mean, he was upset when, and the good things that he does, he was upset when it got out. Like, for instance, when someone sat behind him and took that picture of his lock screen. You know what I'm saying? He was upset because that gave people something to talk about. It was a window or some insight into how he really may be thinking. You know what I'm saying? And so if he says something like 95% of the playbook is different, I'm not surprised. I mean, we got a brand new offensive coordinator, but what bothers me, and I'm sure I get the feeling that it pisses him off too, that every year that he's been in the league, he's had a new offensive coordinator.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And so that's that. Like I'm not gonna lie, that can get pretty old. That really, and so I think that he probably, that was probably the best, politically correct answer that he could probably give.
No,
You know what I'm saying?
no,
But
that's
I'm
actually
not.
he actually in a way I felt like he okay, again, I know he is very monotone and everything else. He's not
Right.
one that loves the spotlight and everything else.
And wait, Mark, and don't forget, the investigation showed that 94 WIP was trying to discredit him and all that stuff. The radio station.
Okay.
They did get him.
I'm just saying that forget how he acted.
Right.
What you have to understand is you may have a system. You say, this is what I love to run. This is what I have, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But you also have to recognize the talent that you have and the things that they do well. To give you a great example.
The new offensive coordinator.
The new offensive coordinator. Give you a great
Right.
example. Joe Gibbs came from the Chargers, which was Air Coryell, which was the first real modern offense, okay? They ran the ball only when they had to. They had Chuck Muncie, but, with Charlie Joyner, with, God, what is his name? Kellen Winslow Sr., not the junior, and things that they were throwing the ball 300-400 yards, which was unheard of at the time.
Right.
This is the offense, and this is what Joe Gibbs knew when he got hired with Washington. He got there, he tried that for a few weeks and realized Joe Theismann is not a quarterback that can throw the ball like that. John Riggins is not a dynamic pass-catching receiver. He's a bruising back. And this offensive line is just a bunch of big fat guys. So he decided, I've got to take what they do well and create something different, and came up with the one-back set.
Right.
If Kellen Moore literally took 95%, you got to look at it and say, you know what? Here's what they do that's been great. Their bread and butter. We got to keep that. They're comfortable with that. If you were coming up with 95%, I'm sorry.
That's a big,
You have to have some things that you hold over and say, okay, this is our bread and butter. You guys know this and you do this to perfection. Are you telling me that there's 95% of the offense that they said, no, we don't need that? The fuck is that?
Well, again, you know what I'm saying? Remember, Mark, we have our offensive coordinator last year was a first-time offensive coordinator. And if you look at it, if you think about it, that offense was quite vanilla, because they couldn't even there was no changes made with picking up the blitz.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? There's some things that I think will be different, like, Kellen Moore using a lot of motion, you know what I'm saying? Absent what Jalen may or may not have said, I think about what I do know, like what the other players are saying in terms of AJ and Devontae.
All right. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut you off right now. I'm going to let you marinate and think about what I talked about. And I'm going to let some of the other people get in here, because we got like Angry Cowboys. We got Walker Wade. We got, Loyal Cowboy in here. We got Joe DeMasi. So, what we actually need to do is I need to find a time when it's just you and me, and we can go through and we can just have the Leo corner, okay? And we'll just go through, and I'll just slam your team and tell you why they're bad, and you can counteract.
All right.
No, isn't that what First Take is?
Yes, that's fine. That's fine. I'll do it. I'll take it.
Okay,
Fine,
you're my boy. I mean, you're talking about going. See, look, you got bigger cojones than Philly 500. You're talking about going to the Cowboys game.
Absolutely.
Yeah, when he's chicken shit.
Yup, I'm wearing my jersey and all that stuff.
Yeah, I was just. So, it's not like we do drive-by shootings in Dallas, like Philly.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Well,
all right. Yeah. So with the rest of the Cowboy fans, now that I've cut on Daniel Jones, see, Aisha Robinson hasn't said anything else once I said Daniel Jones. Okay, Daniel Jones is looking like ass compared to Drew Lock. That's how bad it is. And Jalen Hurts, of course. You got Kenny Pickett. Okay, he gets picked all the time. He looking better than Jalen Hurts in the 95%. Huh?
It's June.
Okay. All right. Okay. And on the flip side, we have the funny thing is one thing you can't say you've heard in Dallas, that the backup looks better than the starter. You can't say that in New York, and you can't say that in Philly.
In June?
I'm just saying. Look, hey.
You are really stretching. This is a terrible time to be a Dallas Cowboys fan if you're stretching
Man, we
this
gonna get
much
out of here, boy.
in June.
I'm gonna see you in the hospital.
It's
We gonna
June,
get a
Mark.
high. Yes, sir.
Come on, Mark. It's June.
Okay, all right. Don't say I didn't warn you. Don't say I didn't warn you. All right, loyal cowboy. What's going on, loyal cowboy? How you doing, man? How's married life treating you now?
All good.
You're about a year in now, right?
Almost.
Oh man, damn.
But September, yeah.
You know, I hope she's not here, and I hope she's not watching. I feel like today I felt like I was in cell block C. Okay, no. I cooked dinner last night. Did a nice shrimp boil. You can see it on my keto and tailgating channel, right? And we're cleaning up the kitchen and stuff. And my wife is like, "There's a fork missing." I was like, "What do you mean?" She said, "There's only 5 of the big forks. There's 6. Where's that fork?" I was like, "I don't know." She's like,
I almost got put in the doghouse
look,
today.
She literally said, "Go look up at your studio desk. Is it there? Did you take and I found a small one." I said, "I found a fork." She said, "That's a small one. We're missing the big one."
Before she fuck you up.
And I was just like, damn, I don't know. I was like, did it fall in the trash can or something like that? So I was ready to go through the trash. And then I came up here and I have a lot of stuff on my studio table and I found the fork. And so it was like, do I want to say I found the fork and take it down there? Or do I want to just kind of clean it and put it in there and say, I don't know, it magically just appeared.
Just sneak it into the dishwasher.
Okay. So I was like, literally, I was like, is this cell block C, man? You know, they're worried about me shaking somebody with a fork.
Mark, I do this shit all the time. I do it all the time to my wife. Because as married people, and you'll understand, loyal, you'll figure it out. You know what I'm saying? The times as husbands, the times we get to be 100% right about anything, very few and far between. All right. So when things like this, you got to learn how to, you know what I'm saying? Mark, take that damn fork, put it in the dishwasher. Matter of fact, put it on the floor of the dishwasher.
Oh, put it on the floor in front of the dishwasher. Honey, it was laying there all the time.
No, you know when you pull out the tray, put it on the bottom of the floor of the dish on the inside.
Oh man, see, look, Game Time Brian's gonna text Tracy and tell on me, man. Thanks a lot, Game Time.
No,
all right.
So I was driving home today, and I didn't realize because I opened up the garage and I'm down the street, and I didn't realize she had just pulled in. So she went to open the back of her trunk up, and it almost hit the garage door. Boy, did I get it! I was like, I didn't know.
Ooh. All right. So here's the question for Cowboy fans: are we about to waste another season, Wade?
Hold on. Before I address that, Mark, I just wanted to back you up on this. I'll go one step further. I think Jalen Hurts in the next 2 years is going to be a washed-up Russell Wilson.
Yes,
Well,
he is.
well, just OKR says,
Wanda said hi.
tell help Miranda. Just OKR said that Mark, Leo and the Eagle fans don't realize that the Cowboys defense knows Kellen Moore's offense. You know, I hadn't even thought about that. That's true
I didn't
too.
think about that either.
You know what? We know Kellen Moore. Yes, we do.
Question, Mark, if you think we're going to waste the season, it all depends. It just depends on how well our defense buys into Mike Zimmer. That's what's going to determine how we do. If they do good, no, we'll do good. But, I mean, I hope it ain't going to be Mike Nolan all over again. We got players coming out complaining, saying, "Oh, this defense is too complex for me," or "We don't give 100% and all that."
Yeah,
crap.
if our defense is bad, we are in trouble. Well,
Yeah.
we're in trouble.
Yeah.
Well, then that brings up the big question.
Micah Parsons.
Yeah, I was going to say, that brings up the big question here. Because, you know, Micah is already kind of putting out there that he wants to be the highest paid. And we're still, you know, with the Cowboys with their premier players, they always go to the end of their contracts, right? Yeah. D-Law was franchise tagged. Dak was franchise tagged. Dalton Schultz was. Tony Pollard was. So Micah Parsons is expecting to get paid a year before. I mean, CD is going in on his 5th year. So is Micah Parsons looking and saying, I'm special, I want to be paid this year, And if he isn't, is he going to have a hissy fit and be a distraction? Right?
It could get bad, Mark. I bet you they franchise tag him too.
Honestly, I'm like I said, Dak is on his last year. He is, and if you have not had an urgency to sign a guy who will be able to walk and there's nothing you can do about it, CeeDee Lamb, yeah, you got the 5th-year option and you could franchise tag him the next year. You've got control over that one. But if you didn't do Dak, why would I hurry up and get Micah done now when I don't do that unless it's like Michael Gallup? No, Michael Gallup was the last year of his deal, wasn't he? Was Michael Gallup on the last year when they signed him? I think he was. He was a free agent. Jalen Smith wasn't.
Yeah, right.
But, if you're Micah Parsons and you're looking at the Cowboys' history as far as signing players, they ain't signing guys that still have a 5th-year option on them. So what happens with that? Now, I'm going to say the price is just going up with Micah. But this year, he's $5 million. If you do a contract for him, that $5 million is going to grow. I understand that it's going to be, if you wait till next year, it's going to be maybe $45 million. But maybe you look at it and say, we're better off paying him next year and taking the bigger hit next year and keeping this year low. This is the question that the Cowboys have to answer right now.
Well, yesterday's price isn't today's price.
Well, if Jimmy Johnson,
But actually it is, though, Leo. Because here's the thing. You got to look at, if the salary cap didn't rise, then yes, you're right. It's not the same. But see, here's the thing. If you go by percentages from what Joe Burrow got paid last year at 55, if you actually go through with the rise in the salary cap, then the number is actually 59 to be exactly the same. So last year's 55 is 59 this year. So, think about when Kirk Cousins got $28 million fully guaranteed. Everybody was like, oh, my God, how is that happening? Right? When Dak got $40 million, it was like, oh, my God, $40 million. $40 million is chump change now.
Yeah.
The second-tier quarterbacks are getting 40. I mean, Daniel Jones, sorry, Asa Robinson, got $40 million last year.
That's what we were paying Carson.
Right. But again, so that was yesterday's dollars. When Carson Wentz got his deal, it was top of the market. Or close to it. It was like 35, 36, I think, with Aaron Rodgers. And so he got 33 or whatever it was. So, it keeps growing. And when he had the salary cap go up, $35 million this year? And I hate to, they're saying, oh, well, the salary cap's not going to go up that much next year. Bullshit. Bullshit. Because what you're doing right now is basically you're getting all the streaming platforms involved.
Yeah.
Okay, so now here's what the NFL is kicking back and saying, so much for everybody having, Monday Night Football on ABC and regular cable. You got to have Amazon Prime. You got to have YouTube TV. You got to have Paramount. And now you got to have Netflix.
Yep. And if you bought a ticket
Mark,
lately,
they're talking about going to 18 games.
Right, and 18 games. And here's the thing about 18 games. Not only just 18 games.
Going to go to 18 games, you need to expand the roster.
Well, and what they're going to do is they're going to add a second bye week. So by adding 18 games, you're going to have 2 more weeks of the season.
I see.
So you're not getting just an 18th of the money. You're getting an 18th and a 19th. No, I'm sorry, a 19th and a 20th added onto it. So now you've got more weeks of football. Because here's the thing: your team may be off that week. You're still going to watch football. You're going to watch somebody.
Aren't they trying to make it to a particular holiday? Like, with stretching out the season to add an 18th game? Aren't they trying to make it to some sort of a holiday so that the Super Bowl could be played on a 3-day weekend?
I don't know about that, but,
I think President's Day. Yeah, I think they're trying to.
It could be.
To get it.
But if they do the 18 games, it's going to be almost to March when the season goes. And this is where you also look at this now, too, where the NFLPA, maybe they're being proactive because they're talking about saying, let's go ahead and take OTAs and do those starting like the middle of June and continue that ramping up into training camp. and do away with all the other stuff. Which, if you listen to Micah Parsons is like, I don't want to show up for OTAs. I want to just let my body heal. And if you potentially have teams playing until March, OTAs start in April. There is no time off for you. So I think that's actually a better idea. I bet you it would lead to less soft tissue injuries, because it's the worst thing is, okay, we've been doing OTAs, we've been strength training, we've been getting ourselves together and stuff, and now you stop for the next 6 weeks? And now I got to go from zero, and it's training camp. We ain't got much time, so you're going full go now. That's where you get all the injuries. So, yeah, it's kind of a change all the way around. And the other thing you have to notice, too, is how they're trying to get the games on multiple more nights than just Thursday night football and Saturday and Sunday, and Monday. We've got now Wednesday, Christmas on Netflix. It would not surprise me if the NFL would try to literally have a game every single day in the future.
They got to stop that. Just keep it on Sundays. They got to stop that crap.
Well, I don't mind the Thursday.
They're changing the game too much. Like, it comes a point where enough is enough already.
Yeah, true. I agree with you on that. But for me, I think what they really need to do, and it would be a win-win, is for Thursday night football, go ahead and just put – I would be okay if you just said we're going to put 2 bye weeks in the season and keep it at 17 games. And anybody who plays on Thursday night, they should have a bye week before they play on Thursday to let the players recover and have enough time to actually, put together a game plan. Because some of these games, it's getting ridiculous that, I played late Sunday and had to travel back home, and then I got to play Thursday knowing that, I got travel time in there. There's not enough time to recover or even have a practice in there.
Right.
So, Robert says Mike McCarthy only had 1,920 yards rushing last year. And do you know when they won the Super Bowl with the Green Bay Packers, they only had 1,620 yards? Bam. Mind blown, right? All right, so the original question was, are the Cowboys wasting an opportunity? Because I look and I say, I smell blood in the water with the Eagles. Sorry, Leo. You know that, maybe Jalen Hurts by the middle of the season. We saw Dak Prescott and our offense struggle the first 5 games until they finally got a footing, and they only changed a third of the offense. If they are changing 95% of the offense, also, too, let me throw another one at you, too, the combination routes they're going to be doing. See, that's one of the things that Mike McCarthy got rid of. His philosophy was, we want the ball to get out of Dak Prescott's hand quicker. The combination routes mean me and the receiver have to see the same thing and be on the same page and take longer to develop. And so now you've got Jalen Hurts, who usually when his first read is not there, is ready to bail and run. I don't know how that's going to work. And so the Eagles, to me, are going to be taking a step back. I'm sorry, Leo. That's what I see. And the reason I say that is your defense is still in transition, and who knows what they're going to be. Your linebackers suck. You may have rookie cornerbacks and everything else. Yeah. And Jalen Hurts in a new offensive set. I'm saying, you got lots of talent. I'm not disputing that. But those are things I'm not trying to be a hater. I'm not trying to be like I just hate you guys. No, this is my reason. I may be wrong. But I know that Dak Prescott and the Cowboys being comfortable in the same system will be better for them.
Yeah.
The Giants, sorry, they're ass.
How has that comfort translated into postseason success?
Oh, my God. You know what?
And that's all I'm asking.
We'll see.
You know what I'm saying?
See, Mark, I think the Cowboys are good enough to win a division. I think they're better than the Eagles.
I think they are, too.
The issue with the Cowboys is, are they going to be good enough to get over San Fran, to beat the Packers? Are they going to be good enough to do that in the playoffs?
I agree. And this is where
win the division for me. I think the Cowboys will win the division this year. I just don't know if they're going to be good enough to get over those better teams in this conference.
And this goes back to the original question. Are the Cowboys going to waste another year or another opportunity? Because I look at it and I agree with you 100%, Wade. 100%. I think we'll be good enough to at least be a playoff team and possibly win the division. But are we going to have enough to be able to challenge for that Super Bowl? To me, I look at it and say, we're not that far away.
One word: physicality.
Physicality. Well, yes. And learning how to win.
Right. Exactly. Having an attitude, a chip on your shoulder.
But I still will say,
you see what they were saying after they lost to Green Bay. Oh, we were just tired.
they were questioning their manhood.
Yeah.
Hey,
They
Mark,
came in their house too.
Aisha Robinson, yes, honey.
Hey, Mark, rest in peace to Larry Allen.
Yeah, rest in peace for sure. You don't know how that one. I mean, 52 years old, man.
We need guys like Larry Allen on our team.
Did they come out with how he died?
No, I have not
He
heard.
was on vacation.
He was on vacation in Mexico.
Michael Irvin said how he died. He said he was taking a walk with his wife. He was taking a walk with his wife, and he literally sat down on a park bench. Like, he sat down on a bench to take a break, and she said that he took one big deep breath and he was gone.
Wow.
I'll tell you what.
Wow, that's horrible.
That's the way I'd like to go. A walk with my wife and just.
He just told her I was tired. He was tired. He needed to take a breath, and he literally sat down, took one deep breath, and he was gone, just like that.
That's sad, man.
Yeah, again, I thought he was older than, because Michael Irvin's the same age I am. He's 48,
Yeah,
and I
he
thought Larry Allen was older than 52. And when I was riding in the truck, Mike is just staring at me, and I'm like, what the fuck is what's going on? What? Nothing. He's just like nothing. He's just looking at me, and I'm like, is he looking at me because he's like Larry? Because we had just got finished talking about Larry Allen. That I can't believe at 52 he's gone, and I think he's looking at me and saying, "Damn, you're 58." You know what I mean? And that's what I always tell you guys, man. You just don't know. I mean, he's on vacation. Right. No, he's not expected to. Nobody's expecting him to go on vacation. That one's one that's just really played with my mind.
He wasn't even sick or anything. He just took one day. He just took a breath and he was gone.
Oh, that's horrible.
So,
I mean, hell, if I want to go, that'd be the way I want to go. Just,
Yeah, I don't want to be in the hospital, hooked up to machines and shit. No. If that's just unplug me.
My sleep.
And actually, my wife has got me thinking, because she wants to be cremated, and I'm always like, I don't know if I want to be burnt then, because I'm probably going to be burning the rest of my eternity down there. But she's got me thinking that maybe I want to go ahead and be cremated and kind of sprinkled around the red brick house in the cemetery over there, since it's a closed cemetery. I heard the voice there. Angry Cowboy fan. I was worried about you, Angry Cowboy fan, because I saw a video where I thought you had lost your voice.
It really depends on how close you are to the mic, as opposed to how far you are from the mic.
Yeah, this is true.
Really?
So I want to know something here, though. Is that how you talk when all the time, with your Barry White voice, that deep, or is this what you just do for the microphone?
I mean, it's my voice, but I do more inflection as far as making videos and everything. It depends on how soft I talk.
Mm-hmm.
If I get crazy,
how many ladies are around?
What the fuck? I'll go high in the octaves.
Okay. Mark, make a bet with Leo if you're so confident the Cowboys will be better, because we all know you just oh, God. You know what's so funny to me is how many people hate me and cuss me out and tell me how stupid I am, yet they watch every single thing that I do. Everything. I don't understand that. Can anybody explain that to me?
You got nothing else better to do?
Is that what it is? I don't understand it. I literally have a 49er fan that emails me every other day telling me how stupid and I need to slow my roll. And it's like, dude, then why are you watching?
It's like, enjoy your team. Your team just won the NFC.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, Lou Branch says it's from smoking Newport so long. Okay. All right. Silo is Mark. Okay, so I'm more than willing to bet with Leo. Hey, yeah, listen, I ain't got no problem with that one. I have
Me neither,
confidence
Mark.
in my team.
As you
So,
should. I just think that I think the thing that blows my mind, particularly like when I'm in this venue and I'm listening to all of you, it's like when you guys talk amongst yourselves, you pretty much say the same things that like somebody such as myself would say about your team. You know what I'm saying? None of you are happy about the goings on of the business of the Dallas Cowboys in the offseason. But the thing that throws me for a loop is that at some point you guys literally try to sell us on the BS that you just, you know what I'm saying? Like I can't help but go back to thinking about how it wasn't even a month ago when you literally were screaming, you know, Jerry, what the hell are you talking about? You know what I'm saying?
yes.
It's
And
it's
I
it's the media.
like this
It's the
can't
media.
like none of you can be happy that in the off season at this point you have the situation that you have with Micah, Dak, and CD. Like none of you
Yeah,
can
not
be
at all.
happy.
Not at all.
Like and then you're
It's
gonna tell
because our
me
owner is like a lot like Joe Biden. He doesn't know
I
where he's
look,
at. He has
I,
no hell
I
what
understand,
he's
but in the
doing.
I understand, but in the context of good business and dealing with Mark, I tell you all the time, I'm all about activity. I agree. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I'm not surprised that Jalen is mad. He probably is mad that this is his fourth season with a new offensive coordinator. And I know you know football, Mark, because you played it. And the way that you talk and everything like that, it sounds to me, just from an X's and O's and being a football player, it sounds like you believe that Jalen is well within his right to not be happy. You know what I'm saying? Like this is exactly what you're trying to avoid when people say get rid of Dak. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a whole new offensive system that you have to learn. That's a whole new like it's too much. It's a lot. You know what I'm saying? So I don't. I'm not mad about any of it. You know what I'm saying? Not to mention, forget Kellen Moore. I like the investment in the coaching staff altogether. Forget Kellen Moore and Nick Sirianni. I'm looking at the guys that Vic Fangio brought in. You know what I'm saying? And who Howie brought in on the offensive side. And these guys, outside of Jalen, everybody seems to be happy. I mean, come on, bro. AJ Brown showed up to rookie minicamp and stayed the whole time just to help out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty happy about it. These guys are, they're it seems to me like they've bought in. Now if Jalen is not feeling it right now, he's well within his right to feel that way, particularly since he's gone through his fourth damn offensive coordinator in 4 years. I mean, god damn. That's gotta stop.
So you don't sound happy to me, bro.
No, I'm not. No one should be. But the one thing that I will not do, Edwin, is I will not speak in innuendos and hypothetical and theories like you guys do.
But
And
I
that's
like
the
your
part that I'm curious about. For
I like
instance,
your
like I'll call you out and ask you, like, what exactly are you insinuating when you say the things that you say? And be
there's
real,
there's no
keep it straight up.
insinuation. I like your vocabulary, but let's get down to the simple basics. You said to us, we sound like we're not happy. Am I correct? But then you're gonna turn around and say, but we got four offensive coordinators in 4 years. I mean, come on, man. You sound like
No,
you
no,
understand.
Edwin. See, this is my problem. This is my problem. I say things, and Cowboys fans hear something else. I said the goings on of the business of your organization. I've heard all of you at some point or another downplay what y'all call him, Cat Boy. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
he's the
saying? Like all of
worst.
you, at one point or another, all of you have said something horrible about Stephen Jones and the way that he has been doing his job. You know what I'm saying? I didn't say anything else, so I appreciate it. If you're going to quote me, make it sound like me. Don't say
Okay.
things
You
I didn't
sound
say.
you
That's all
sound
I'm asking.
angry.
I'm gonna quote. I'm
No,
gonna
no,
quote
no.
you. I'm gonna quote you again.
He
I'm,
literally just did it in our faces,
I'm gonna
bro. And I'm
quote you
just saying.
again.
Okay.
I'm gonna quote you again. You said the business side, correct?
Regina
That is-
Green,
that
what's
is
up,
correct,
Regina?
yes.
Let me say shout out to all of the lovely ladies in the place, the style and the grace, and the fans in there. Sorry, we got a full house here, and it's like feeding time at the zoo right now. We got the giraffe reaching into the truck, pulling the 2-year-old baby up in the air, and everything else. So, Mark is scared of making a bet with.
It's that time of the year.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's that
Can I actually let me put one thing else out here? Okay. Okay. Contrary to popular belief. Okay.
Why we're so disappointed is because we expect this franchise to. They've had a good enough teams to contend
There
for
you go.
titles. This franchise is a franchise that has made runs and had winning seasons for a long time. That's why we're upset, because we want to win.
Right.
And don't say it's ancient history and
Right.
no,
We do want to win. And Wade, I do too.
Those 20 winning seasons, the Cowboys had from 65 to 85, those seasons matter. We expect our team to win. We expect our team to get to the end.
But Wade. Not all 20 of those years did we go to the Super Bowl.
I want to see him win a Super Bowl in high definition.
We had winning seasons. They were in contention.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
During the 70s, they were in contention the entire 1970s.
True. And the last 3 years, we've been in contention.
I mean, to keep it a buck, out of the 9 years that Dak Prescott has been in the
one losing season, and he was injured, right?
Yeah, but the thing is, we've been in playoff talks. We've been in the playoffs for 7 of those 9 years.
See, the difference
is
the business side of it, with Jerry and Cowboy doing their thing, is aggravating us.
But
on
now,
the other hand, as Eagle fans, with the problem you're having is coaching and that stability in that area, which is probably driving Jalen nuts. And I agree with Leo. That probably is driving him nuts. 4 coordinators in 4 years is a lot to deal with.
Let's talk about the business side. Let's talk about the business side. We got the richest man in sports history.
But he doesn't spend anything.
But that's the point.
But he's making it, okay?
If it was my money, I wouldn't let you tell me what to do. You see what I'm saying? He's got a point. He's making the money, right? He's got us as fans. I just want this Philadelphia man to recognize what he's saying. He's saying on the business side.
A little bit.
Oh Lord.
Oh, that's game time in the house, man. Ratting me out. Okay, before we get to game time here. Okay, so let me give you at least the flip side of this, okay? Because when you think about 2022, okay? We were in the same position. We weren't good enough to make it that deep in the playoffs. We lost a bunch of players, key players on our roster, and we looked around at a team, say the Denver Broncos, okay? Because that was a team that said, we're all in. They made a trade and said, you know what? Drew Lock is not a good enough quarterback. Let's go out here and let's get Russell Wilson. They got Russell Wilson. They went ahead and said, you know what? Randy Gregory, weed is legal out here. You'll fit in nicely with this. And they signed him. They ended up getting DJ Jones, defensive tackle. They got a linebacker from both starting linebackers, Josie Jewell. They picked up an offensive tackle in Tom Compton. They picked up another cornerback. They went all in. And what happened to that team?
They failed.
Not only failed, you have to look at the dead money from Randy Gregory's contract and the money that they're paying Russell Wilson, and now they're in worse shape than they were when they thought they were going all in. Yet the Cowboys didn't do squadouche. They were in the playoffs. So when you look at that, you say the Cowboys are a failure, that they should be, signing all these players. What happened to the Jets that signed everybody last year?
But on the business side,
right? That's what I mean. I know it. We all think that all of these pieces of bringing in these players, because it's a named player, is going to work out. What if Saquon becomes Saquon like he usually is, and he's injured week 2? Or he goes downhill as the season progresses and ends up being like Kevin Byard. Right?
Mm-hmm. I get what you're
saying. Do we think that Saquon is going to be that much better than DeAndre Swift was? He may be a little bit better, but I'm not going to say that it's going to be night and day difference where he's going to get another 1,000 yards.
Well, here's the thing, Mark, and I've maintained this the entire time. We do not need Saquon to do what he did in New York.
Okay.
That's we're not going to use him the same way.
You might with Kellen Moore as your play caller.
I get what
because your quarterback may be completely lost. Those and I'm going to tell you right now, part of the reason why Dak Prescott had so many of those interceptions, besides the broken thumb, are the combination routes where the wide receiver is thinking something different than the quarterback.
Yep. And
Quarterback's thinking he's going to be here on the out, and he's going deep. And, these are timing routes. 1, 2, 3, boom. I've let the ball go. Where's the receiver going?
Kellen Moore is going to
Every
introduce
free
you
agent
to
has
4
worked out
curls.
for every team, but
Right.
you know what, Mark? There's been a few free agents that you've said over the years that
Oh, I know.
made an impact, like a
Calais Campbell.
like a Bobby Wagner. Those players like that would have made an impact on our
Yes.
team.
Oh, yeah.
Totally.
And we could have brought him in.
And that's where I say we're wasting it because I still have questions on the defensive line. If Mozzie coming off the shoulder injury and what he was before, they're relying on him. Now, maybe they know a lot more than we do, but I'm not sure that is the final answer right there on it. The thing that bothers me with the Cowboys is they'll have a problem and they'll just kind of the whole house is burning down and it's fine. It's fine. Like linebacker. When we brought in Anthony Barr in the middle of training camp, it's like we knew we didn't have any veteran linebackers on there other than Van Der Esch, and we know that he's always one hit away from being injured. And you bring in a guy who's on one leg, Anthony Barr. We knew that we didn't have any wide receivers other than CeeDee Lamb that had caught a touchdown pass, and Michael Gallup wasn't ready, and we didn't do anything. Dennis Houston and Noah Brown, that's okay. We're fine.
Mark, listen. I don't take anything away from Jerry Jones being the businessman that he is, to include how he upped the value of the Dallas Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And the different things that he's done, the investment in the team with the star and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, Jerry Jones is beholden to the same salary cap that every other team is beholden to.
Mm-hmm.
He had it, so it doesn't matter how much money he has.
Oh, I know.
He has to fit what he has.
And that's a whole nother ball of wax.
Right. Now, my point in saying all that is that you guys are sitting there, you're watching teams like the Philadelphia Eagles sign their top receivers, their quarterback, their offensive linemen, their defensive linemen. You're seeing a real investment in bringing those things into the fold in the salary cap. And in the meantime, in comparison to, you guys have to sit there and watch your organization or those who are decision makers within the organization stand pat and then try to sell us or sell people like myself on the fact that everything's hunky-dory and you're going to be good. No.
You
know what I'm saying?
No, but see, I hear what you're saying, but we don't know everything that they know, because what happens a lot of times is we think when we lose a Randy Gregory that, oh my God, now who's going to rush the passer? And they knew we believe in Dorrance Armstrong and he can replace that production. And he ended up replacing that production. Randy Gregory had 16 sacks in his career with the Cowboys and never had more than 6.5. And here's Dorrance Armstrong, having, 11.
You let Dalton Schultz walk.
Right. You let Dalton Schultz walk, but then you had Ferguson have, the potential for Ferguson. He stepped right in and played great. In fact, you look at him and say he may take the next step and be one of the top tight ends in football. He was one of the few that played great in that playoff game. So everybody killed us and said, oh, my God, how are you going to let Dalton Schultz go? And here it was. You had a guy who had the same kind of production.
I'm not opposed to hiring from within and promoting.
And that's what the Cowboys believe in. That's where Stephen Jones said, we believe in our guys.
We did the same thing, and it's paid dividends. You know what I'm saying? We spent 3 years developing Jordan Mailata, and look at what we got out of it. A hell of a left tackle. You know what I'm saying? So that we like the Philadelphia Eagles actually have examples of exactly what you're talking about happening. So I'm not critiquing that.
Yeah.
All I am saying is that, Mark, and you've heard me say it, activity. I need to see activity, especially when you think about, like you like to throw in our
Yeah,
face.
I hear what you're saying, but see, when you look at Dalton Schultz going and saying, because people are saying, well, let's go get Darren Waller. Oh, my God, we need to find a tight end. We should sign Zach Ertz, right? Because that's what the talking heads said we should do. The Cowboys didn't do that, and they said, oh, my God, you let go Dalton Schultz. The Cowboys don't have a tight end. And here it is, they had a guy. When they let go La'el Collins, we looked at it, so they let go La'el Collins and Connor Williams. They knew that Terrence Steele was ready to step up and be the tackle to replace him. And he actually played his second year better than La'el Collins did until he tore his ACL. Citing tropes, but our guys don't get you far in the playoffs. Well, that's where we say we do some good things. We need to supplement it maybe with a few hired assassins.
But Mark, I'm confused. And let me apologize to the Cowboy fans that are here. I'm not experienced in all the stats and everything, but I like excellence. And from the way I understand being a fan, you look at the history of your team, the money they bring in, the people they hire to do their jobs, and you reflect on that. And as far as I'm concerned, who is better than the Cowboys, except maybe the Patriots or Pittsburgh as far as history? We are a franchise team. We were good without Jerry Jones, and we're good with Jerry Jones. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Citing Tropes says, man, stop praising Stephen Jones' strategy. Being cheap always fails in the playoffs. You're right, bro. You are 100% right. And see, if you listen to me all off season, I have not said blow the whole thing up. What I've always said is what we need to do is just get a couple of extra pieces to make sure. The Cowboys are kind of like, you're on an airplane flight to California, right? Say it's a 2,600-mile flight. We got 2,700 gallons of fuel, enough for 2,700 miles, right? What happens if you got a hurricane or a bad storm and you got to swing around or something? You don't have enough fuel to get there. And that's the Dallas Cowboys. We get a few injuries. We're so top heavy. And, we're sitting here complaining because we got a quarterback that should be paid in the top. We're complaining because we got a wide receiver that we drafted that should be paid in the top. We're sitting here mad and complaining because we've got one of the best young defensive players. Other teams wish they had that kind of problem. What was that?
It sounded like Joe Pesci.
So, seriously, do you think Washington would have a problem if they had to pay, had a quarterback that was one of the, a two-time runner-up for MVP? You think they'd be mad about paying him and tell him he should walk, we're not going to pay him? They'd be ecstatic to pay that guy.
They haven't had a guy in the last 20
That's what I'm saying. Where is? Oh man, yeah, but he sucks, man. Granted, we've had 12-win seasons, last 3 years, but screw that guy. Kind of like.
But Mark, if the Cowboys was to give Dak a brand new big contract, and that would be activity, and then they would sign C.D. Lamb, and that would be activity.
Not only that, it would be cap savings.
Jerry Jones is in the position to do it that way, and nobody else can. He's like the salary cap is going up. Jerry Jones is raising the bar. If you want to play in this game, you got to play my way.
Yeah, and here's the funny thing about all this. We've talked about, they basically said, and we know that they pay their contracts in training camp, bro. Yeah, Diggs was literally they did their press conference opening up training camp, and 5 minutes later was announced that Diggs' contract was signed. That's when they do this shit.
This is how they do it. Like, we can complain all the time, but this is how they do it. Like, it's like living with roaches, okay? You might...
Wait, hold on. Oh, my God.
You might get mad at first.
Hold on, I got to laugh at this. Hold on. I've got a Commanders fan here who says, this is why y'all get heartbreak, y'all do. Wait a minute. Bro, your team is so bad you can't even get heartbreak. I got what the? Come on, dude. Commander fan, bro. It's been since 1991, and it's so bad in Washington that this is literally your theme song.
Go back to Rio's YouTube channel from last year. They were all excited. They just fell out of nowhere. But go back to Rio's YouTube channel last year. His game 1 vlog.
Oh, he blows up, man. A Commanders fan trying to tell us about heartbreak? Come on, man. Oh, here we go. Here we go. This is the same Washington. Okay. All right. He says laugh now. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
That franchise has been neutered. They're not even the Redskins anymore. They're the dang Commanders.
Exactly.
It said the same thing when Riverboat Ron showed up.
Oh, my God. No, they were so happy. Stability for the organization.
Like, yeah, until y'all go back to the Redskins, you ain't going to win.
Oh, and go back to D.C. Oh, my God. Okay. All right. Thank you for the comic relief, Commander fan. Big Spank Dog. We appreciate that. All right. So as we're going down the home stretch here, because I got to cook some dinner and things. I've got some stuff I got to take care of and all. Give me your all's final thoughts and stuff on what you would like to see the Cowboys do. I would love to see the Cowboys get CeeDee Lamb done so we can stop talking about this, get him whole. There's no point in doing like we did with Zach Martin last year where he's holding out a training camp. Get him in there so he can start working. I'd like to see that deal done, save some money, get Dak Prescott's deal done, save some money, and maybe go out there and say, you know what, let's bring in Stephon Gilmore as an insurance policy. I know he's recovering from a shoulder, but shoulder is a lot different than an ACL. I would love to see somebody like a Calais Campbell added to defensive line, and maybe, just maybe look at maybe adding another running back to the mix.
I would like to see the Cowboys get healthy, man. Is Diggs hurt?
Yep.
He was still hurt.
Well, they say he might not be ready to start training camp because of the ACL. He looks good, but they're being cautious with it.
I would like to see them be healthy, coming to the season healthy.
Yeah, covering your bases. I agree with you, Mark. Covering your bases to bring back Gilly would be nice, especially with that injury.
Yeah. And bringing in a veteran like Calais Campbell, who still had 6.5 sacks last year, put him in the rotation, who can mentor the younger guys and definitely give you a push. Just bring, I just want just a little extra help on the defensive line because we know that stopping the run is key.
Something online.
What was that, Aisha?
I sent something online on the Shaq.
Shaq Lawson?
Oh, let's check it out.
Or Shaq? The Shaq. Right now, I'd put Shaq on my line.
I sent something a membership.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
41 months. Gotcha. Shout out to Aisha. 41 months. Damn.
Sometime.
Angry Cowboy. I think he needs to get angrier at the Cowboys.
I'm not going to New York to get me some of that good grub you guys got over there. Some of those Nathan hot dogs and pizzas, man. Sorry.
I work in a freaking baseball stadium. It's all about hot dogs.
I heard that. All right. So what would y'all, and Leo, what would you like to see done for the Cowboys?
Okay, so what I would like to see for the Cowboys is for you guys to continue to do absolutely nothing and stay pat. I want you guys to continue to believe in Dak and your defense. I don't really want to see too many changes. I like the Cowboys as they are currently constructed, and I'm very comfortable. And I also think that this is the year we sweep you guys.
You what? What do you say? Sweet? That's never happened.
Edwin, let me.
They haven't swept us since 2011.
Yeah,
I don't think it's never happened in football. Period.
Once again, I think that this is the year that we sweep you guys, And I think that um, you know, all of your shortcomings will come to a head because I think maybe they want a higher draft grade, a draft higher. I think you guys will be playing for a draft position. That's what I think.
And I'm telling you, 8-9 is a possibility for your team. I'm trying to understand a Commanders fan, bro.
That's fine.
Grown people talking, man. You can have all the dreams, Mark, but it's to the basement of the NFC East you go. Seriously?
Well,
a Commander fan saying we're going to the basement?
I just want to say to Lou Branch, I never
Who's
said that.
throwing the ball in
and I don't really
like
care what you think. So there you go.
There we go.
Branch. Yeah.
Leave Leo alone. Leave him alone.
Hey, Leo.
Is he not human? Doesn't he have feelings?
No.
Leave Leo alone. Leave him alone.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's all right.
It's
It's all right. It's all in love.
You're supposed to.
And then that Washington fan talking to you?
No, Washington fan. It's like, seriously, kid.
May I say something?
Yeah.
Sure.
I would like to see the Philadelphia Eagles progress to the point where their participation as far the franchise with the NFL is raised to a higher bar where we are considered a dominant conference. How about that?
Well, Philadelphia can't do it by itself, so you guys have to match that.
See? Couldn't take a compliment. You had to go there, didn't you, Leo?
Shoot.
I can't wait to see the Eagles fans' faces when Kellen Moore calls 4 curls on one play.
Oh, Philly 500 is gonna love. He's gonna love Kellen Moore.
Oh my God!
He is gonna go off.
What
play. The hell, Kellen Moore? You stink!
That's 15 interceptions. 7 of them was on a play with 4 curls. It's like it's retarded.
Yep.
I think I struck a chord when I said we'll sweep you guys. Mark, I think I struck a chord with your fans when I said I hope to sweep.
Remember,
That's not.
Leo.
That's not.
Yes, sir.
Leo, you hear that, right?
You're gonna get high.
No, Leo, you hear that, right? That's the Eagles.
Is that San Francisco? Is that Pittsburgh? Is that New England?
That's the Cowboys.
Dallas Cowboys.
Cowboys rings. Okay. Let me say again. Eagles. Okay.
What's going on with C.D. Lamb?
CD is trying to get paid like everybody else.
Yeah, not much.
Alan Williams. Leo, how's Philadelphia sweeping Dallas when Hurts doesn't play good in Arlington?
That's why I said I think this is the year.
Okay.
Despite despite all the things that Mark was bringing up as far as like Jalen saying 95% and all that stuff. I think again, and I always have to ask like, what exactly are you insinuating here? You know what I'm saying? Like,
but okay, think about.
I'm intelligent enough.
No. Wait a minute. Hold it. Think about this. That's what this is like. When back in the day when we actually had to read books.
Yeah.
Right. They would give us a summer reading list.
Yeah. Yep.
They'd have like 10 books that you're supposed to read in the summertime. It's like, this is my free time. I don't want to read no books. I don't want to study. I don't want to think about shit. If you're telling me I've got 95%, and maybe it was exaggerating, I've got to learn all the calls, the terminology. It's the same plays, but now I have to say it differently. And the receivers and all that, they have to receive it. The protection, everybody now has to know all these calls. So now I've got to get all this stuff down pat. So that time I was planning on just enjoying being off. I've got to learn all this shit.
Yeah.
That means it's more work for me.
Yeah. And
Mark, Jalen could win the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And if Kellen was to leave to become a head coach somewhere, I think he'd be pissed. Because it's happened again.
Yeah,
you understand what I'm saying? So I just think that it's the whole, having to learn another offensive system. You know what I'm saying? Very difficult to buy into something that, for all intent and purposes, history has shown you not going to be here next year. So that's the thing so I understand from what place Jalen is coming from when he, indirectly expresses his dismay with the way things are going. But again, these are things that are beyond his control. This is from an organizational front office type of thing. Like, hey, it is what it is. I said last week, when we had that historical meltdown last year, the team did a proper triage and identified the things that went into it. And guess what? All of those things are gone. And it wasn't the first time that has happened. And so again, should there be another, historical downfall again, you know what I'm saying? Guess what? Those people will be gone. You know what I'm saying? Again, I appreciate the fact that mediocrity is not something that they settle for. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. And if that and listen, if Jalen was to take a historical step back, you know what I'm saying? It's not like we never got rid of our starting quarterback soon after we paid him. We've done that too. And have actually done well regardless. You see what I'm saying? We've come back. We've been just as good, if not better, you know what I'm saying, in the years since we, got rid of Carson Wentz. And if you think about, look at what the Carson Wentz trade, look at what we got out of that trade. The first round draft picks, second round, all that stuff.
Yep.
So again, you know what I'm saying, from a activity perspective and an organizational perspective, you know, the Philadelphia Eagles are not adverse to, you know what I'm saying, making those changes when they
Happy
deem it
birthday
necessary.
to Rhonda. Shout out to her.
Hey, Mark, can I ask you a question?
Yep, you certainly
I'm
can.
not very good with vocabulary, but
Oh man.
I think that if you take Law Nation and put him on your format, he would that would probably make your ratings go up much more, even though you might be at the top of the list right now. What do you think?
Wait a minute, say that again? With Law?
I'm saying I think that if you take Law Nation
Yeah.
and y'all combine your format together, even though I don't know your assets right now, I think there might be more activity for me to enjoy. What do you think?
It wouldn't hurt any, of course, because Law Nation is nothing but the best. But we'll be seeing each other at training camp. I don't. He said he's probably not going to be there as long this year as he was last year, and I think I am actually looking at being towards the tail end of training camp that last week because the Cowboys and the Rams allegedly will be practicing together before the preseason game. So I'm looking at trying to go to that first preseason game and be there when the Rams and Cowboys practice. That may be where they really get after each other. But
You gave me the wrong answer, Mark. You're supposed to say hell no. I'm much better than Law Nation. That's what I was looking.
why am I gonna mess with my brother? Listen. When I got started in 2016, okay, before the Dallas Cowboys even had a channel, before any of the ESPNs or the talking heads and everything else, there was me, there was Vosh, there was Law Nation, and Shango was still doing stuff before his wife's show really just blew up. And so I ain't gonna poo-poo on my man.
Mike Mosh too.
And Mike Mosh, yeah, right, because that was the trash talking group, and it seems that Cop Pizzle's the only one.
05, 06, 07.
Yeah, that Cop Pizzle's the last one standing on that one. But I will say that the Eagles gambled, Leo, on Jalen Hurts. And see, here's the thing you're going to have to worry about is if Jalen Hurts crashes and burns this year, then that's 2 years of regression.
If he turns into Brock Osweiler, y'all are in trouble.
Because your 2025 dead money hit is $107 million. You know what I'm saying?
Right?
It's one thing to have a $33 million. He's 107. And see, one other thing, too, that's also interesting to me that nobody ever talks about. Nobody seems to ever talk about Deshaun Watson's $63 million cap hit this year, his $63 million next year, and the $63 million the following year, which are all guaranteed. Anybody else find that funny that he is an $8 million bigger cap hit?
Yeah, but the return on
I
investment
wanted to
hasn't
ask you,
justified
Mark.
it.
I heard Dan Salio tell you that if Jalen Hurts don't work out, they're like stuck with him for quite a while.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you got to make it work. I mean, you can't take $107 million dead hit. That's just insane. So, and even until 2028, it's $93 million in 2028.
But let me ask you something, Mark. Do you think, knowing what you know about, Howie and everything like that, do you think that something gets done to address that before it becomes an issue?
I don't know. See, the problem is, here's the thing. Their contract, his contract this year is $13 million cap hit. 2025, it's a $21 million cap hit. 26, it's a 31. 27, it's a 41. You literally are just, throwing it all down the road. At some point, the shit's going to hit the fan. And the thing I would honestly worry, and I'm not trying to hate. I'm trying to be actually taking my blue-colored glasses off. The thing I worry about with Jalen Hurts is he relies so much on his legs, and regardless of him never being on the injury report, his knee was not right. I don't know if that was through the tush push, that, he got in there and got his knee twisted, and it was just, a little hyperextension, but he just never looked right. And the problem is if you're going to rely on that leg, you don't have longevity.
Well, I don't
quarterbacks
think
that rely on their legs only don't make it in the NFL for long.
I will say that I believe that I think we're going to see a different version of the tush push, maybe one that doesn't have Jalen doing it.
Yeah, it might be Barkley doing it.
Yeah, I was going to say having Saquon do it.
And having Barkley in the middle of a pileup is another thing you don't want either.
Yeah.
Because he's made of glass.
Yeah, well, but again, you know what I'm saying? We have the capacity to do that. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. I've said it, we're not devoid of talent where this could happen. Kellen Moore has never had this level of talent on one team, even when he was even when he was coaching the Cowboys. He didn't have this much talent on the skill position level.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it should be interesting. Again, I'm more so interested in how he works it and what happens. And if it doesn't work, bye-bye.
I'm assuming that the 5% is the tush push that they kept.
I'm thinking so too, Mark.
I don't know how you could trash and say, and to your guys' credit, y'all came up with something that was unstoppable. It's not pretty.
Unless that is what injured him. If that is where he got injured.
Well, you know what? At this point, that's all speculative.
Gina Dallas.
I'm not saying it's not possible.
I'm saying they know though. If the Eagles know.
Right, but they know if that was what it was, or if that's.
Oh my God, Eagle fan, let it go, Leo. Okay, Leo. Okay, just to shut this guy up, Leo. Let's say you and I will have a bet. Okay, you can come up with what you want to bet, Cowboys versus Eagles, and figure out what it is that you want me to do besides smoke weed.
No, no.
Okay.
I'm not going to do that. That's not what you do. That's not what I'm going to show you.
I'm just listen. Trust me. Yeah. When I smoke, when I smoke weed. Here's the thing. I got a million things that are going on in my head at the same time. I don't know if you want to say it's voices or whatever, but if I've had a gummy or if I've had a little, all of a sudden, all those voices are gone and I get lonely, and it's just like, where is everybody? What's going on? It's like, what the fuck, man? I go crazy. So that just ain't me. That just ain't me.
No, what that is that you had an adverse reaction to that strain. That may not be the strain for you. So you need to know what works for you, like what your terpene profile is. That's all.
Okay.
And that takes some time for you to figure out because everybody's body is different.
That may be true.
No, it is true.
But regardless, okay, so shut this Eagles guy up. You and I, we have a bet. We're just going to fill in the pieces at some point, okay?
Listen, man, I'll see you in Dallas, right?
Yeah.
We're going to Dallas for the game, right?
Yeah, we're going to Dallas.
So we should have some. We'll probably figure out something by the time that game comes about. Because won't that be the first game between our two teams?
Yes, I will see you in Dallas.
There you go.
Theo, you going to Dallas?
Yeah, I'm going for the Dallas game against the Eagles.
Yeah.
In Dallas. So I'm Mark, we'll figure out something
Yes.
by then. You see what I'm saying?
We
And
will
maybe
see
even
you in Dallas.
We two-timers,
Yeah,
man. We
yeah.
gonna get
And-
out
and
of
we can
here,
build-
boy.
we can take
I'm
time
gonna
to
see you
build
in
it
the
up.
hospital. We gonna get a
We're gonna get
high. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Turn
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm doing right now.
Oh
Leo,
boy.
who's on with you?
As long as it don't, as long as it's not like the last time we seen the Eagles Cowboys.
Oh
Remember
God,
that?
Wade, that was bad, man. God,
Well,
we had a great
I don't
pregame.
have
They
anybody
kicked
going
our ass
with
though.
me. You know, I think game time will probably like fly in, and I'm hoping that I'll probably get a chance to see, you know, Wade and angry Cowboys.
Oh, we're gonna be
fans.
tailgate. We're gonna have a massive tailgate.
Yeah, like I'm just, you know, like
We're gonna eat.
I'm thinking
We're
about
gonna drink,
like
and then
catching
we're
up
gonna go
with
talk to
everybody that
Smack.
I know that's in Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You know, whoever else comes out, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'll probably be the only.
You probably won't be the only Eagle fan there, so.
Trust me. That night we were there, Wade, there were lots of Eagle fans up in the house.
Yes,
That's the one thing.
I was getting in arguments and borderline fights with all of them.
That's the one thing about Dallas is you will see a lot of the enemy's colors in the stadium. You just will. It's just, you know, if you're going to go to a away game, you want to go to Dallas.
Yeah, well, Eagles fans actually do travel well. I will give that to our fan base.
Is that true? How's that possible? Don't they have ankle monitors on their leg?
Hey, listen, you should hear the players talk about it because they're always surprised at how many Eagles fans are actually in the building.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Do they have to talk to the probation officer?
Hey, you know, say what you will. You know what I'm saying? Say what you will, but it is what it is.
Okay.
Hey, it's
nothing but love.
White houses that you guys have with the crackheads and stuff.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, here we go.
I'm just
Hey,
saying.
Mark, I was gonna say, can we really say Kellen Moore has the best weapons in Philly when the Cowboys? I saw a number. Cowboys have scored the most points in the NFL the last 5 years. I didn't see Eagles anywhere on that top 5 list either.
Well, again, this is our first year with Kellen Moore, so I think that's a little unfair, Wade. Like that's not like if you're going to compare apples to apples, at least give us a year with Kellen Moore. This is his first year here, so that's not fair.
Oh, but here's what I'm going to tell you, Leo. I can guarantee you one thing: it won't be a second year. I'm going to tell you that. It won't be a second year, bro.
Either way, you know what I'm saying? Either way, it is what it is.
You don't know. I'm saying you don't know Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore is the type that the offense is working. Everything is beautiful.
And it's like, let me fuck it up.
And then he'll throw in a trick play that goes 11 yards behind the line of
Oh,
scrimmage.
shit.
If Kellen Moore is terrible in Philly, we know it's all Dak. Now we know it's all Dak. Pretty much.
Right. Well, again, you know what I'm saying? What if the opposite happens? Let's go down that rabbit hole, because I've been told, you know, since we hired Kellen Moore that this wasn't going to happen. Mark keeps saying, good luck, I told you so on and so forth.
I told Chargers fans the same thing last year.
Yeah, I told you guys, you know, Kellen Moore has never had this amount of talent on one team.
Oh, my God.
He was with
That's
Dallas.
exactly what the Chargers fans said. I mean, this is
But
repeating.
that wasn't true. That wasn't true. Kellen Moore had better talent in Dallas than he did in San Diego. I mean,
Chargers fans
LA.
told us Kellen Moore's going to have a real quarterback for once, Dallas.
No, listen. And I've said this. Dak Prescott is a hell of a quarterback. He is not your problem. He's not been the problem. Because if you put Dak Prescott on the Philadelphia Eagles, we're going to win the Super Bowl. If you put him on the San Francisco 49ers, you're going to win the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? The point is that Dak has not had this level of investment in supporting cast members from the organization. That's the problem. You know what I'm saying?
At one point he did.
Well, again,
when we drafted CD, we had freaking Amari Cooper. We let him go for nothing.
Exactly.
I don't know about that. We have 3 or 4 good wide receivers.
I don't know about that. Dak's had a lot of solid teams.
No, not saying he hasn't. I'm saying.
Tyron Smith, Hall of Famer. Travis Frederick, he kept playing, maybe been a Hall of Famer. Zach Martin, maybe a Hall of Famer. Like, dude, we can't just sit here and say that. Oh, Dak didn't have no. Oh, Dak's had some.
Well, with Kellen Moore.
No. Listen,
coaching, he had
I'm saying. Wait,
Okay.
I'm saying.
Elliott in his prime.
wait. I keep
Bears game, and while I do
details
that,
here.
make sure to like
I
and
keep
subscribe. It
saying
helps me
in
out a ton.
comparison to. That's all I'm saying. In comparison to.
I just want you to just listen to this for a second here. I just want you to listen to this for a second.
You see this man? He is an offensive genius. In my last
listen
video,
to him.
a lot of Cowboys fans are telling us as Chargers fans that Kellen Moore is not a good offensive coordinator after he led the Cowboys to have the second best offense in the NFL since 2019 with Dak Prescott. Now, if you watch this video in its entirety objectively and only look at the facts that I'm
only look at the facts,
I don't understand how you can think that Kellen Moore is not an expert play designer, or at least a really good offensive coordinator. Just give him really good. I mean, can we give him that? So I'm gonna pull up the film from the Cowboys versus Bears game.
Okay, all right. So that's what you were getting from Charger fans. I swear, it's deja vu to me. I'm sorry. It's Leo. He literally said that the Cowboys led the NFL with Dak Prescott. And I ask you, what happened to the Chargers with Kellen Moore?
I don't have an answer for that. I'm not a Chargers fan, so I would need to take a deep dive into what happened. You know what I'm saying? But you do I will say this, Kellen Moore is just one piece of the pie. You know what I'm saying? I really appreciate the investment in the coaching staff, particularly on the defensive side of the ball with Vic Fangio, bringing in his guys from Seattle and Denver. One guy was the reason why Patrick Surtain got to be as good as he's gotten. We got Seattle's defensive line coach. You know what I'm saying? So these guys, it's just like with, the way things worked out with you guys with Harris, you know what I'm saying, as your DB's coach. You know what I'm saying? He's brought in enough people that and he has no intentions on going after being a head coach again. He wants to retire right there in Philadelphia so he's close to his family and all. So it's not just, Kellen Moore and the offense that I'm excited about. I'm really excited about seeing how this defense, looks under Vic Fangio along with the coaching. That was a big problem last year as well. You saw those guys knew they weren't playing up to their potential. Every week they kept looking. Jalen kept saying the same thing. We're not playing up to the standard, but we never actually saw the standard. And when you think about it, the word is coming out now, that a lot of the stuff, these coaches weren't equipped for. Like no one made adjustments to the blitz last year. You know what I'm saying? No one was actually really blitzing. And then you had this change from Brian Johnson to my man from New England or Detroit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a lot. And you could tell those guys, that's why I said, we need a full offseason just to find out what in the hell happened. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing. Whatever it was, it seems to me, based off of the things that I'm seeing, it seems to me like they made a concerted effort to address it. Will it work? I don't know. But you know what? They ain't just sit still. That's the thing.
Hey,
they ain't just sit still.
Mr. Bridgewater, I'm getting confused.
Mr. Bridgewater.
Yes, I want to show total respect because I'm trying to really understand him. Did you not say that compared to Philadelphia, Dak has not had the equipment he needs to win a Super Bowl? Did you not say that?
Correct.
Okay, so if Philadelphia had the equipment to win a Super Bowl, why haven't you?
It was the coaching. We did a triage.
That goes with the team, doesn't it?
But absolutely. But here's the thing: you want specifics.
That's what I'm trying to get from you.
Okay, so specifically, the problem came with Brian Johnson and the other defensive coordinators.
But that's goes with
specific.
That goes with the equipment or the stuff you give Hurts to do his thing, correct? As a team.
Yes, and what happened? They got rid of them. They identified it. Wait a minute. They identified what the problem was, and they got rid of it.
Okay, so can we say safely that what you said about the Cowboys not giving Dak what he needs to win the Super Bowl, Philadelphia thought thought they had the equipment, but did not have it and got
Oh,
rid of
here
the
we
guy.
go.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so then in my respect as a Cowboy fan, we're a better team than Philadelphia. Franchise
Except till the playoffs come.
Yeah,
Or if we were playing the Eagles in the playoffs, would be.
Yeah.
But
Whatever you need to tell yourself to feel better, that's fine. But the number one question I keep asking, and everyone seems to do the redirect, is how has the Cowboys' moves translated into postseason success? How?
Okay, are we talking about NFL itself or just a one team thing?
I said the Cowboys, with all the things that the Cowboys have done.
Okay.
How has that translated into postseason?
All right, and so let me ask you then this, Leo, of all the moves that you guys have made, and since clearly you guys are better than anybody else making all the moves, then how come you didn't do like the Cowboys and win 3 and 4 years? How come you didn't win more than one?
Because
what? Because what?
All right, you ready? You ready?
Oh, here we go.
Because we're on our 4th offensive coordinator in 4 years.
Okay. So all the moves that you guys have made.
When y'all went to the Super Bowl, when y'all had Carson Wentz, didn't I hear Philly 500? This team's gonna be good for a decade.
It was a dynasty.
Okay, how about this? Wait, let's look at it this way, okay?
Okay.
Because you guys have been here the entire time. So from Dak's rookie year to today, what has happened with the Philadelphia Eagles? We've gone through 3 head coaches. We've gone to 2, Chip Kelly, Doug Peterson, and now Nick Sirianni.
Mm-hmm.
We've gone to 2 Super Bowls, winning 1, and we've gone to the playoffs every year except for 1.
Okay.
In the time that Dak has been your quarterback. So when the question is
No, but see, you're trying to compare apples to oranges. See, again, you just pointed out that your team has made all of these great moves. The fact that the Cowboys have been relevant in at least beating you guys and making the playoffs without doing all of the stuff that you have, I'm going to say that we didn't buy a Super Bowl like you guys did or try to buy the Super Bowl with all those. We literally said, we're going to go ahead and we're going to try and build one old school from the ground up.
Okay, and how has that worked for you?
Well,
we went 12-5 for 3 straight seasons.
We went 12-5
No.
years, Leo.
Listen, I'm still. It's the same question. You guys keep doing the redirect.
Okay. All right. Well, Leo. Yeah.
Like a lot of
all the.
Leo, but I will say, it's the last time the Cowboys played the Eagles. We beat the brakes off y'all's asses.
I'm not
That's
taking.
all I gotta say.
Wait.
Leo.
I do not
Leo.
dispute that. That really did happen. You are 100% right.
We are a better team. Period.
But you're still
head against y'all. Period.
But you keep doing the redirect.
Oh no! But Leo. Okay, let me. But here's the thing, Leo.
That's all I care about right now.
Leo.
Care about winning the Super
Bowl. Leo, no, but honestly,
y'all got 1 Super Bowl in 60 years. Y'all been failures at that.
Okay.
At that. Must I remind you, 1-3 in Super Bowl. 1-3. Y'all are chokers in the Super Bowl. Chokers.
Oh, that man right there. Get that man a drink.
Damn.
But
no, but Leo. Okay, so Leo, in the same thing.
Yes, sir.
In the same thing that you just said, that the Cowboys doing nothing has got them where? Well, let's look at the 2 polar opposites that we were last year. We didn't do anything. You coming off the Super Bowl, you did a lot. You went out and made trades for Kevin Byard, and you supposedly had a great draft and everything else, right? You did everything, and where did we end up at the end of the year?
Yeah, 11-6, and out of the first round of the playoffs.
No, 12-5.
You guys went 12-5.
12-5. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but,
so we both ended up in the same spot.
Mark, I understand. You're absolutely right, but I am not concerned with regular season wins. I keep asking.
But the thing is, you have to have regular season wins in order to have postseason ones as well.
But again, I keep asking, how has this translated into postseason success.
And then how come you guys are still 4 Super Bowls behind then? We've given you the floor. How come you're not raking them in then, catching up with us and passing us?
Oh, listen, I'm not. You all right? Let me say this.
What?
Yeah, let me just say this. The Dallas Cowboys.
Oh Lordy! Oh no! Hold up! Philly 500's up in here. His scared little bitch ass who didn't show up on Wednesday, and I don't want to hear about your child's graduation from elementary school, bro. You killed me. You called me a punk ass, bitch, and said I lost anything on there, bro. Your ass is weak. Your ass is weak. At least Leo shows up and will show up in Dallas. Will you, Philly 500, or are you still a scared little bitch?
Okay, now, all I want to go back to
he just ignored all that.
Yeah, because, hey, Philly is Philly, and that's my dude. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I keep asking you guys, how has what you have done translated into postseason success? And it hasn't, because it's so bad for you guys. All you talk about is being 12-5 in the regular season and being regular season champions and beating us. And here we are, keep talking about trying to get to the Super Bowl.
Hold on.
We're not concerned. We're not concerned with.
I'm not going to just throw out my team's history. We got 14 conference title appearances.
Wait.
We got 8 Super Bowl appearances.
Wait.
Your little 4. We got 5 victories to your little 1. Your little ring.
See how you doing it? I preference my question.
I care about my
Oh God, no. Okay.
I hear you. And
Philadelphia, no.
And the
obviously
Eagles got
you do.
nothing to cheer about.
Listen, Wade. I don't disagree with you and how you feel about your team, but
Hell,
the
Tampa
question.
Bay's better than y'all. Tampa Bay's
But the question again. The question was, in the time that Dak has been your quarterback.
Okay.
How has what you have done translated into postseason success?
We have not gotten the job done with Dak.
Then why are you trying to sell me on like I know your history.
Have you gotten the job done with Jalen Hurts? Yes or no?
No.
Then we're in the same boat right now. We're in the same boat.
No, we're not. We're not. We are nothing like you.
Hey, baby.
We're not talking. We're not talking about
that. Dak Prescott is a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts next year.
No, he's not. And he won't be.
Look in the record books. Look in the record books now. Look in the record books.
No. Wait.
What do you think, Mark?
Change up what he said.
You heard what he said. Be better than
next
Jalen?
year.
Yes.
You keep talking. You're talking about the record books, and he said next year. That's two different questions.
Dak is going to outplay Jalen Hurts in every way next year. Period.
Mr. Bridgewater, in all due respect, can we set a bar so we know exactly what you're talking about when you compare the Cowboys to the Eagles? I mean, there's got to be a bar. Are you going to say from 2017 until now, or are we going to go NFL? The best is NFL.
The reason why I preferenced the question with since Dak was your quarterback was because it was in this room, in this chat, that I found out, which I did not know, that Dak and Carson Wentz were in the same draft. I didn't know that.
And
that changed
what difference is that?
everything for me in terms of how I was looking at it. To this day, I still can't figure out how I missed it, but it got me to thinking. And I'm saying, damn, in the years since both Dak and mind you, Edwin, we took Carson number 2.
Yes.
And we gave up a lot for him.
And we got ours in 4th.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we paid him. And so when you think about all the things that have happened in the years since we drafted Carson and you guys drafted Dak, a lot has happened for the Philadelphia Eagles, but they have actually fared very well in that particular time frame. I'm not talking about in the 90s. I wasn't saying anything about that. I was just talking about from the time Dak got drafted, because I did not know that Dak and Carson were in the same draft.
Yes, they were.
class.
Yes, they were.
I found out. You told me. And so that's what, Wade, I keep trying to tell you, Wade, I didn't know. I found out here. And
that's right. And you're getting all kinds of knowledge in here, man.
Yeah. And
We
so,
two timers, man. We gonna get out of here, boy. I'm gonna see you in the hospital. We gonna get a high. Yes, sir.
what has happened in those years. And considering we went through 3 head coaches, three head coaches. You understand what I'm saying? We went through 2 franchise quarterbacks. One, we spent a lot of money for. You know what I'm saying? And look at and we got
Actually 2 you spent a lot of money for.
Exactly, but I'm just saying he's not. One of them's not there anymore.
And one might not be there for much longer.
But you know what, though? If that's the case, at least they make those types of moves. We're not adverse to making those changes, obviously. And that's what you guys would love that in terms of seeing those kinds of activity where something didn't work and the team actively sought out to change it. Is it a good change? We don't know. But you know what, though? They tried. And that's all I want.
Mr. Bridgewater, are you trying to cross over?
Absolutely. You guys don't even have your cap in order. Why in the hell would I want to?
Okay, so let me put it to you this way. On base what you said, and we gotta get a base foundation here. You're saying that from the time that Dak and your quarterback was drafted.
No, Carson.
Okay,
Carson Wentz.
Yes. When Carson Wentz was drafted and when Dak was drafted, who has made the better progress? Is that what you're saying?
No, what team? What team?
What team what?
How has the moves that the teams made in the years since he was drafted, how has it translated into postseason success? I can answer. We went to the Super Bowl twice. Okay. We got rid of our franchise quarterback, picked up another one.
Okay.
We got rid of 3.
And guess what? Last year, you were in the same spot we were. And going into this year, you're in the same spot we are.
Okay. We still have the quarterback.
Jalen Hurts don't pan out. Y'all aren't just going to be able to discard him. That's the thing. You're done.
Yeah.
And what if you didn't win that Super Bowl?
But again,
because you had Nick Foles come in and play. And all the defenses had to adjust to the running quarterback.
Statistically, aside from the fumble, Jalen actually had a better game in the Super Bowl than Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, but he had that fumble.
It's lightning in a bottle. It's lightning in a bottle.
Mark, I prefaced it with saying, aside from that fumble.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, again,
you know
the
how
changes.
I see Jalen Hurts? I see him as a...
But,
we lost you.
You muted.
You became Iron Maiden. And see, here I was thinking I was out of here a half hour ago.
No, I'm simply saying...
And damn, Philly 500 comes in here. See, Philly 500, I don't want to hear anything from you other than I'll be there in Dallas. That's all I want to hear from Philly 500.
Mr. Bridgewater would not get on the field. He would not give us a foundation or turf or a place of execution to defend ourselves. He keeps running and running and running. If you're going to talk about from the time Wentz was drafted and the time that Dak was drafted,
in the same draft,
what is the progress towards postseason play?
Correct.
You don't have that quarterback anymore. That's the difference. You can't.
He wants us to tell him that his Eagles are better than our Cowboys in the last night.
Oh.
They've had better postseason success.
Yeah, I'm not going to give him that.
I'm not doing that either.
I understand, Mark.
Brian said he wants a participation award.
That were drafted, and at that time, we just had the better success in postseason. Did he not say that?
Yes, and the Eagles have had better postseason success.
No, they haven't, because the quarterback you drafted, you don't have anymore.
And yet we still have better postseason success in the 9 years.
Like I said.
Okay. All right.
It's not going to be done again.
We could probably do this for hours, but I'm hungry, okay? And there's a new park that opened up here that's actually one man's trash is another man's treasure. It's literally the closed landfill that they've turned into a beautiful park that is like the highest point in Waynesboro that faces where the sun is, and they call it Sunset Park. So I'm going to cook dinner, and I'm going to go up there with my bride, and we're going to watch the sunset. Because,
with all that toxic ground.
Well, it's been closed up for 20 years.
Mom, did you just made a keto video?
I'm sorry? Yeah, I've got some keto videos. I got a crab boil that we did last night, and I'm getting ready to go cook some shrimp tacos on the grill.
Ghostface Gaming, you're absolutely right. Mark, I forgot. That's true. Wentz is now Holmes' backup.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I completely forgot about that.
Yeah,
So
he's still
it's
bouncing around the
interesting,
league.
again, in the 9 years, look at how things have moved around and the way things have changed. Hell, look at
Game
what
time, you're
happened
100% right.
what about what happened with Kansas City? Truth be told, I'm not even mad at that. I mean, that dude killed himself in front of Romeo. If there was and Andy's son died that summer before. So if there's ever an organization that could use a bit of a change, you know what I'm saying? He killed his baby mama too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay.
all that, I'm just saying, like I'm thinking about all these things in the last 9 years since Dak and Carson were actually drafted. A lot has happened.
But
And
you
if
don't
there's
have them anymore. So you're drafted as organization, which is not good. It's not relevant. You cannot compete with that.
But we're better than you.
No,
In
you're
the
not.
last 9 years, we've been better than you.
But why you want to
Postseason
stop at 9 years? We're talking
Because
about the NFL.
Edwin, I said I found out on this channel.
Oh my
that
God!
Carson
because
and
that.
Dak got
Oh.
drafted in the same draft. I did not know that. I don't understand how you keep missing that part.
Because I'm trying to get you. I'm trying to get you to get on the planet Earth so we can show
Okay,
you.
here's what we're going to do, Leo. We're going to give you your participation trophy. Yes, Leo, your team in recent history has played better than the Cowboys. Okay?
9 years.
But, okay, I'm going to say that we were an incredible team during the 70s. We were still a really good team in the 80s. We were an incredible team in the 90s. So we've had 2.5 dynasties. I can't say that you've had a half of a dynasty yet.
50, 40, and 30 years ago, yes. But all I'm talking about is recent. That's all I'm talking about. You guys keep doing that redirect.
Because telling you
Oh,
recently that
Lord.
you've done better than us.
That's the thing, though, is Eagles don't like looking at the whole picture. They don't like knowing that their franchise has been a failure decade after decade after decade. They don't want you talking about
That, right, because I remember how bad they were in the 70s and 80s.
They want to dangle the Cowboys' failure. That's what they wanted.
No, if that's the case, then Wade, what we would actually be doing is talking like you guys about being regular season champions and nothing else.
Oh, wow.
That's not us.
Bro, that's literally all y'all have been for 6 decades as regular season champions. You got 1 ring.
There you go. See,
Literally.
That's a trigger, Mark.
It's going to be a long, like Game Time said, it's going to be a long 6 weeks till training camp. Okay.
Mark, I triggered him.
Oh,
No, it's the truth.
Lordy.
Eagles are the champions at choking and falling on their face. Literally. They get 1 ring, and they think they're something.
That one ring must really bother you.
No,
It must
doesn't.
really bother you. Because you
What
saying
bothers-
that with a
Oh, my God. Here's the hypocrisy. Okay. No.
It bothers me that you think you're actually with the juggernaut franchises of the NFL, which you're not. You're not with the Packers. You're not with the Cowboys. You're not with the Niners or the Steelers.
The
You're not
Packers
with
did
us.
not beat us by 50 in our house. We did not
Oh,
skate
boy.
By. We did not skate by with a Fugazi.
Okay. All right. I literally have to get out of here, but we're going to end it with this because I find it so funny, Leo, that since 2017, because before 2017, when you guys were the ringless wonders, you guys just always talk about the 3 world championships. That was your fallback until you finally won a Super Bowl. So for you guys, hold on, for you guys to say, oh, well, that shit was a long time ago. That shit don't matter. Bro, we all used to talk about the 3 world championships that you had before there were more than 10 teams in the NFL.
Mark, are you talking about the NFC Championship game?
I'm talking about the World Championships games. Last one being 1960. Yes, Eagle fans would talk about, well, we were world champions 3 times.
Yeah. We had postseason success before there was a Super Bowl. In fact, I think we won the very last World Championship, but that's not something to brag about.
That's what you guys used to have to brag about. Okay, we would say World Championships. You mean before there was an AFL? You mean when there was only 10 teams and they only played 12 games?
But Mark, we are not that anymore.
Oh, anymore. Oh, we're not. Oh, Oh,
You guys
okay.
are not
Sorry,
the-
Leo.
guys
Sorry,
are not
bro.
the
Bro.
crackheads
Bro.
on the team.
Okay.
You guys
Because
are
you
not
finally
what we're
stepped
talking
up,
about.
you can
Like,
you can
you're
let
not-
that go.
You're not
The
in the
Eagles
90s.
are still the Eagles, chokers. Hell, you had an epic collapse last year, like
And
you
we-
always do for 60
And we're
years.
still better than you, Wade.
Get out of here,
We're
boy.
still better
I'm gonna
than
see you in the
Okay,
hospital.
Mr. Bridgewater, I
Get a
got
high. Yes,
something for you, Mr.
sir.
Bridgewater. Since you want to talk about the president now, I'll do this if it's allowed.
Yeah,
And Mark,
the biggest playoff collapse in NFL history last year.
and this is-
Literally.
And you
And
had
it's
to,
not-
and you got beat by 50 by the youngest team, a 7 seed in your own house.
Yeah, but we ended up winning the division when nobody thought we had a chance. When people literally said going into the season that the Giants and Daniel Jones were better,
Mark,
bro.
You got beat by
And you got beat by Baker Mayfield. You got beat by Baker Mayfield. At least we beat Tampa Bay the year before.
It wasn't by 50 in our house. It
Oh,
wasn't by
Lordy.
50 in our
Well,
house.
I'm sorry.
Mark, can I ask you a question?
What's that?
Seriously? Since Mr. Bridgewater wants to talk about the 9 years present and not NFL history, I'll make this declaration. I would donate. I'm going to take Dallas Cowboys is the better team for this year, and I would say this: I would donate $20 to Mark's podcast, so you can buy any jersey you want, if he'll allow that. And if you lose, you buy me any jersey I want. How about that?
Okay.
Wait a minute. $20 is going to buy a jersey?
I'm sorry, Mark. How much are the jerseys, Mark?
Of the jerseys?
Yeah. See how long it's been since y'all
Oh,
won?
about $100.
Last time y'all won.
Oh, shut up, Leo.
Hold on,
Was $20.
Hold on, Mr. Bridgewater.
Yeah, my man.
Hold on, Mr. Bridgewater.
$20 is one.
Hold on, Mr. Bridgewater. Mark, how much are the jerseys?
About $100 the jerseys are these days.
Okay.
I mean,
Hold
goddamn.
on, Mr. Bridgewater. Don't back out now. I'll bet the jersey. I'll donate the $100 for Mr. Bridgewater to get his jersey if he'll do the same for me. How about that?
Leo?
And the question is, if we, and the terms are, if we have a better record than you.
So if that's what you want to say, yes, sir.
Yeah. No, I'm asking. Is that what you're proposing?
Okay. So the regular season. Are we talking regular season record, or if you don't make it to the playoffs? So that's what I'm trying to classify. Because if we have a better record and you're the wild card,
right?
We need to clarify that. Correct.
Right. So
Okay.
who has the better postseason success?
Who has the better season?
Who has the better regular season?
Mark, clarify that for me.
I don't know, man. You
You
done lost me.
Yeah, Mark, clarify that, because my man think jerseys cost $20, so that was like back in the day.
I'm not backing down now, sir. So come on and let me finish this.
No, yeah, go ahead. I just need Mark to clarify it, like you said. Like what you talking about?
I'm lost my damn self. Okay, I'm sorry. I think I need food. Okay.
That's the Cowboys right there for you. That's how out of touch.
Oh,
that's
Lordy.
how out of touch the fan base is.
No, sir. You still in that experiment. I'm trying to get this clarified so you don't back down and you have to accept your defeat. So,
wow.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to. I'm trying to go straight to the gut. We're in the trenches now, bro. So,
absolutely,
Mr. Holmes.
Yes.
It is a 12-5 record better than a wild card getting to the.
Yes.
It is.
It is.
Well, better than the wild card getting to the playoff. Is that?
Yes.
No, I don't think so, because the Giants won the Super Bowl as a wild card team.
Team makes it further.
Exactly.
Which team makes it further?
Who goes farther? Who goes farther, Philly or Dallas?
Whichever team goes further in the season, I'll donate $100 or whatever it takes for Mr. Bridgewater to get his.
And I'll match it.
And I'll match
there you go.
And you'll match.
Yep, I'll match it.
Gentlemen's bet.
Yep, I'm on it. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And with that being said, I got to get out of here because I'm hungry. And so we're going to end it with this one because this is exactly what Eagle fans do.
Grocery store, I used to actually swallow it, pause. But, you know.
Joey's packing and he used to.
Really, Mark?
I used to pack and swallow. I used to do a lot of stuff.
Dude, that should be your, intro.
Is that really, Mark?
Yeah.